Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us at this noon hour. I'm Jurnee Taylor. Let's jump right into our headlines for the day. Police are still searching for those responsible after multiple students were injured at Morgan State University overnight. More on this developing story coming up. An unprecedented oust of Kevin McCarthy raises questions on Capitol Hill of what happens next. The names floating around to become the next speaker in 2 minutes. And for the first time, Governor Sanders publicly answers questions on the controversial purchase of a podium. Hear what she has to say coming up. But first, meteorologist Scott Covert joins us this afternoon. Scott, the rain is coming down. What can we expect for the rest of the day?
Isn't it a great thing? It's
Yes.
such a good sight to see, a great sound, perfect napping weather. We needed a good soaking rain, and while we're still going to need more when all this is coming to an end, this is great news for a lot of us. Here's what radar shows us. Good soaking rain, primarily thus far been in the southern half of the state, though certainly folks north of I-40 have seen some of those showers. At times, some rumbles of thunder. Taking a closer look right into the metro shows things are becoming to be a bit more scattered in Pulaski County right now. Parts of Saline County seeing some breaks in the rain as well. Southern Arkansas still coming down good. In fact, you have some lightning and some thunder anywhere between Hope and Camden, extending even at times near Monticello this morning. Nothing severe, but you might be hearing those thunder rolls of thunder. Rain chances will slowly taper down for this afternoon into this evening. We'll get a bit of a break before round 2 moves in, likely while many of us are asleep tonight, continuing into tomorrow. That's all a part of a cold front. Right now, 72 in Little Rock, where it's not rained much at the moment. 80 degrees in Russellville compared to 69 in Searcy. Now, today's forecast will continue to have those scattered showers and thunderstorms around, with that second round likely moving in this evening. Rain chances will continue through your Thursday. Temperatures are then going to start dropping behind a series of cold fronts, giving us what is shaping up to be a wonderful weekend. That forecast and more coming up in 15 minutes.
All right, thank you, Scott. Well, new at noon, Little Rock police officer Giovanni McClendon is being charged with first-degree battery and assault after being involved in a shooting Saturday. Police Chief Heath Helton wrapping up a press conference within the last hour. Helton says that McClendon did not follow LRPD policies and has asked him to give up his badge. Now, the shooting left one person in the hospital in critical condition. This investigation is still ongoing. You can hear the entire conference at THV11.com. We'll have more from Chief Helton tonight at 5 and 6. In national news, at least 5 people were shot on the campus of Morgan State University in Baltimore. Authorities are still investigating that overnight shooting at the historically black university. No deaths were reported, and all victims are expected to survive. Nicole Scanga reports from Baltimore.
I got a shot out window, it appears.
It's these shattered windows at a dorm building that led police to believe chaos was unfolding on campus Tuesday night.
Multiple windows shattered made our officers believe possibly we had an active shooter.
Law enforcement says campus police heard the first shots around 9:25 Tuesday night. Minutes later, they found 5 victims. 4 of those are students.
This unfortunate and unacceptable tragedy joins, as we know, a long line of colleges and schools. We have to stop saying not one more.
Police say the shooting took place outside of Thurgood Marshall Hall, but inside, officers were going door to door, scanning rooms in that dorm while students were sheltering in place. While a shooter still remains on the loose, officials remain firm that the campus is safe.
They cleared every single floor twice. And after that, we realized the campus was most likely safe. The shooter was nowhere around that we could find.
Families were just taking pictures with their children who won events. As soon as we were walking, we started just hearing the shots go off. Nasir
was attending a packed coronation ceremony, part of a ritual in the run-up to the school's homecoming week. He says it was just across the street from the gunfire.
I was shaken up by it. 2 bullet holes went through the glass windows. I heard them as they were going by, so I was really just praying that I could get inside safely.
And it's a scene all too familiar for students here, as there were shooting incidents during homecoming weekend last year and in 2021. Meanwhile, classes here canceled today. As for the rest of this week's homecoming activities, that's still up in the air. We do know FBI is assisting in this investigation. Nicole Scanga, CBS News, Baltimore.
A North Little Rock man has been arrested on charges involving child sexual abuse material. 24-year-old Troy Mosley III was taken into custody earlier this week. He now faces 30 counts of distributing, possessing, or viewing material that depicts sexual explicit conduct involving a child. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin announced the arrest on Tuesday. He says the arrest was made possible by his agents from his office who worked alongside North Little Rock PD. Mosley is being held on a $250,000 bond and pleaded not guilty to all charges. In Northeast Arkansas, at least 2 people are dead after a massive vehicle pileup. Authorities say there were 19 cars involved in the wreck on Highway 67 Tuesday afternoon. It happened west of Jonesboro, resulting in traffic being blocked near exit 102. RDOT says a med-flight helicopter arrived to take people to the hospital, but it's unclear how many. We're still working to learn what caused the accident. And Kevin McCarthy has become the first Speaker of the House ever voted out of leadership position by the House. Congress still has a lot of work to do, including trying to avoid a shutdown. However, the dramatic move brings the chamber to a halt until McCarthy is replaced. House Republicans began meeting Tuesday night to discuss their next moves, but it remains unclear when they will hold a vote to elect the next Speaker.
Can they get it together? Can they rally behind a speaker who can make the type of deal that they can be happy with and please the entire Republican conference?
McCarthy says he will not run for the speakership again, while a number of GOP lawmakers posted last night that they'll nominate Donald Trump. Congressman French Hill released a statement saying he was disappointed that McCarthy was removed and that, quote, over the past 9 months as Speaker, Speaker McCarthy has delivered win after win, including some of the most conservative spending cuts and policies in history, end quote. He continued to say he was proud of McCarthy's accomplishments and service. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders addresses the controversy surrounding the purchase of a $19,000 podium. While in Northwest Arkansas Tuesday, the governor took questions from reporters. The high price tag ultimately sparked controversy and drama over the cost and the way the state paid for it. The governor is dismissing allegations that she or her office altered any records. The governor also looking to clear up those concerns with these answers.
No, this was paid for by private funds. You know, people want to manufacture a controversy where there isn't one, but this is something the state's been reimbursed for, and you know, I think there's some people that are always going to be angry, always looking for something to complain about, and that's what they're picking for right now. The process just wasn't as clean as it should have been. Again, it's been reimbursed by private funds. Nothing was paid for by taxpayers, and that was the error on the front end.
Well, just a reminder, in the next hour, there will be a test of the National Emergency Alert System. Abby Lurico has more on what you need to know.
We can't play you the sound of an emergency alert here on TV during a non-emergency. That's actually a violation of broadcast law. But if you've ever been alarmed by your phone's warning of severe weather or a missing person, you know the alert we're talking about. And viral videos claim no matter where you are in the U.S., it'll be sounding off on everyone's phone on October 4th at 2:20 in the afternoon.
It is going to happen to every single phone that is powered on.
So will there be an emergency test alert today? We checked in with several sources here to verify yes, and it's not intended to be a surprise. FEMA and the FCC announced the plan in August to sound the alarms nationwide on October 4th, 2023 at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time. FEMA says this test will ensure, quote, the systems continue to be effective means of warning the public about emergencies, particularly those on the national level. That would include national security events like a terror attack, missile threat, or other major public safety issue. The FCC explains the wireless emergency alert system will push out warnings to cell phones over a 30-minute period during that test. They'll look like a text message and identify themselves as a test. To get the alert, phones will need to be turned on, have service, and be compatible with the alert system, which covers most modern cell phones.
You have to be connected to a cell phone network, so just remember to switch your phone to Wi-Fi only or airplane mode if it's a bad time to receive the alert. FEMA says the emergency alert system on TV and radio will also be tested, interrupting regular programming for a minute. With your Verify, I'm Abby Lurico.
Student loan payments started back up this week, and scammers are already trying to take advantage. When we'll come back, we'll look at the latest robocall and how you can avoid it. Scott?
Taking a live look outside from RFU 11, water drops on the camera lens there. Rain continues for many of us here at the noon hour. We've got more on the way, not just today, but a second round of rain, maybe even some thunderstorms late tonight into your Thursday, the very latest, as well as an update on just how cool it's going to get this weekend. Here, coming right up.